where I share with you lots of information and recipes on the Vegan Autoimmune Protocol, or the Vegan A.I.P lifestyle eating plan for autoimmune and gut healing. One thing we crave when we get on the Vegan Autoimmune Protocol are bread and bread products, such as tortillas, bread, and other baked goods. We can't just go to the store and buy vegan, corn, flour, or even gluten-free tortillas, because our tortillas must be grain-free, allergen-free, chemical and additive-free, and seed and nut-free. Luckily, many delicious recipes have been created by those on A.I.P who have come before that I've compiled on my website.
So here's my website, and if you look at the menu bar, I have a category for vegan A.I.P recipes with all kinds of different categories in it. There's pizza crust, plantain and green banana breads, cassava related breads, sweet potato breads, and desserts. So you can click on any of these categories to see lots of recipes. Here's the cassava category. And first I have a lot of tips, so scroll down below the tips and the recipes start for pizza crusts, bagels, breads, focaccia, tortillas, non-flatbreads, biscuits, muffins, and rolls, crackers, and pizza crusts. So you definitely want to check it out.
And one of the easiest and yummiest things to make when you're craving bread products are vegan A.I.P tortillas. There's so many different recipes for vegan A.I.P tortillas, but I'm going to show you two equally delicious but very different recipes, one made out of a grain-free A.I.P flour and one made out of plantains. So what are vegan A.I.P grain-free products made of?
Well, we get our tiger nut flour, our arrowroot flour starch, which comes from yucca or cassava, our cassava flour, which comes from yucca or cassava. We have our tapioca flour, which comes from yucca or cassava. We have our coconut flour, green banana flour, plantain flour, and I just found this cauliflower flour, which I'll need to experiment with, and the sweet potato flour.
So besides all these recipes that I've compiled on my website, if you're in the US, you are also going to really want to take advantage of the fullyhealthy.com website, which was formerly the Shop A.I.P website, which is all kinds of prepackaged A.I.P products that you can order that will simplify your life so much. Condiments, baked good mixes, you name it. You're definitely going to want to check it out. And I'll leave the link below to the fullyhealthy.com website in the description box. The only thing you want to make sure of is not all the products are vegan. So before buying something, look at the ingredients and make sure they're vegan. But besides that, it's an amazing website and it's really going to help you when you're just starting out on the Vegan A.I.P. And please like and subscribe to this channel if you like my videos and you want to see more. I'd really appreciate it. So let's bring on some yummy tortillas.
This recipe for cassava tortillas is from Downshiftology.com, and all you're going to need is some cream of tartar, cassava flour, some kind of oil, avocado, olive, or coconut, some sea salt, and some baking soda. So just mix together a cup of cassava flour, a quarter teaspoon of sea salt, a quarter teaspoon of baking soda, and a half teaspoon of cream of tartar, and then give it a good mix. Then mix in your 2 tablespoons of oil and mix it up. Now, I highly recommend to take these tortillas to the next level, and if you want to go the savory route, throw in some big pinches of garlic powder, onion powder, and these fenugreek leaves, which are really, really lovely and give an amazing flavor. I threw in a couple tablespoons of the dry fenugreek leaves, and you can find these online or at Indian grocery stores. Then you want to add 2/3 cup of warm water and mix it really well. It's good to get in there with your hands. Then you want to roll it out and form a log, and then cut it into 6 equal pieces. And then roll out 6 balls of dough. Then get a piece of parchment paper and roll out your tortilla. If you have a tortilla press, all the better. It will really simplify this process. Experiment with what thickness you like. I was going for the thickness of a regular tortilla. Then you want to just slap it down on a hot pan and carefully peel off the parchment. So my tortilla was breaking here. So if this happens, you're going to want to add a little bit more oil or water. You may just have to experiment a little bit. I hadn't made tortillas in a while. I made them a lot when I first started the vegan A.I.P, but I was a little rusty, as you can see. And my pan was warped, which happens if you live with a bunch of people. And if they come apart, just pinch them together. Shape has no taste after all. And they turned out really great in the long run, especially if you add in that garlic powder, onion powder, and fenugreek leaves. Really great. So here you go, some yummy tortillas. Now, if you want to make these tortillas into a sweet snack, you can make some tiger nut butter. Just take some tiger nut flour, stir in some avocado or coconut oil, throw in some carob powder, just make sure nothing has chemicals or additives, some maple syrup, and some cinnamon. Or you could top it with a little fruit, fresh or cooked. So let's make some plantain tortillas. Equally as good, but very different in my opinion. This recipe is by Castaway Kitchen. I'll put the link in the description box. And this time I decided to cut the recipe in half. You're going to want 2 yellow-green plantains, not too yellow, not too green. Peel them and slice them. If they're hard to peel, use a knife or a peeler. Sometimes they are a little tough. Next, throw them in a food processor with your other ingredients. Add in 2 tablespoons of water, 2 tablespoons of your oil, 1½ tablespoons lemon juice, ½ a teaspoon of vinegar, ½ a teaspoon of baking soda, your garlic clove, and ½ a teaspoon of salt. Then give it a good blend. Probably should have used a bigger food processor. Anyhow, I ended up adding a little bit more water and a little bit more oil. Every time you use plantains, it's going to be different, depending on the ripeness of the plantain. But it should look something like this. Again, I was a little rusty because I hadn't made tortillas in a while. So I tried 2 methods, making a patty and then just making a ball and throwing it in. But I realized it doesn't really matter. After you flip it once, you just press it down with a spatula to make it bigger. Voila! I love them both, but they're very, very different. The plantain tortillas are thicker and chewier. Try them both, see what you think. I hope you love them. Be well.